Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 6th. Gets us 90 days out to Monday, December 5th for today. And it feels quirky because we're coming off the holiday weekend, so you feel like it's Monday. It's not. It's Tuesday. Home tours happening as we speak. They are shoving off from the Dunkin' Donuts on Route 1 in Kittery, and they're doing York County today. So if you've got time, if maybe you're in the car, maybe you're just catching up, or you're on tour, that is every other Tuesday with Melissa Lesniak and the home tours. And again, they shoved off today from Dunkin' Donuts on Route 1 in Kittery. So if you're running a little bit late, trying to catch up with them, just shoot somebody on the tour a call. I'm sure they'll tell you the address they're at and you can get caught up. Or maybe they haven't left yet. Usually Melissa's on time, so I'm gonna strike a gander that they might have already shoved off. We're in the midst of it. It is September, and we want it to remain students of the industry. And that is an always thing, but that is the theme for the month of September for us, students of the industry. And in that mindset, we want to be learning from obviously all the resources we have at Keller Williams, and then learning from local success stories too. So we're going to talk about some guests we have coming in next Monday to the Portsmouth office. We're going to have a really cool conversation from 11 to 1, be in Portsmouth, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit, and why it's so important and why it's something that everyone needs to hear no matter where you are in your career. Ignite continues. So we refired Ignite, and if you had done Ignite before, I commend you. If you've done Ignite multiple times, I commend you. If you feel like right now, I use the analogy, it's usually food related. I'm going to go to vehicles though. I use the analogy that you can just tell your car needs a hug, right? You need a tune up. You probably need to maybe roll and refresh the oil, the transmission fluid, all the things. And you maybe just want to center, calibrate your compass, right? And if that's the case, if that's something you think you need right now, the region is delivering Ignite. That is at 9 o'clock weekdays. The schedule, if you just go into the morning news and click the link, it's going to take you where to register. It's going to drop the entire calendar into your calendar for the month. And it's running, I think we wrapped the other day at about 11:30 because we were getting ready for Mark King, which we're going to talk about Mark King in just a second too. So if you need a recalibration of like your vision right now, especially as we're trying to really ramp up and make sure we have that strong fourth quarter for a great first quarter, I think doing this, and then Ignite's going to take you right into our first business planning clinic of the year, which is September 29th here in Portsmouth. That is a full day training. So getting into Ignite, and the misconception that is spoken and heard constantly is I did it once, or I've already done Ignite. Did you lean into Ignite? There's a question, right? Because a lot of people have checked the boxes. They'll say, well, I've done Ignite. I've done Bold. And I appreciate if you're the person that says, did it, done, not going back. If that's how you're wired, that's fine. There's no judgment. It's the understanding that, and we're a little out of balance because of our price point that we enjoy. And we don't have the biggest price point in the country, by no means. Our price point allows our cappers to get to capper status on average at about 10-ish deals. Gary's mindset for Ignite is that it is for people who have completed 16 or fewer. If you've completed 16 or fewer deals in the last 12 months, then you are an Ignite student. There's more fuel for the fire, right? And then on the other side of that, when you get to 16 plus, and of course, I would say in our market center, once you get to capper status, we would love to have you start to teach Ignite. Now it's gone to the region, so our ability to lean in and teach as often as we would if we were teaching it here 20 sessions locally, just ourselves, is wildly different. But if you've gotten a capper status and you can point to any part of the Ignite conversation that helped push you forward, I'd love for you to share that in the chat. And I would love for you to share that with fellow agents who think that they don't need Ignite. All right, so she was in hair and makeup. I got to switch a few things. Stand by. We're standing by. Everybody's standing by. All right, we're going to go here. We're doing that. Oh, see? Look at that. Magical. Magical. I sort of almost had it set up. And apparently you and I had a conversation last night to wear black.
Oh, check it out.
We look great. We look great.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's raining out. It's very somber. We were just talking about Ignite, Zoe, and the fact that we've sort of confuse the conversation here because people hear us say, well, Gary said it's for 16 or fewer transactions the last 12 months.
Sure.
Yet here in our ecosystem, it's 10-ish deals get you to capper status. So is it chicken or the egg? And I would just say,
True.
you know,
Chicken or egg. I see that.
yeah, my conversation right now is diagnostically, if you feel like you need a tune-up, you should be jumping into Ignite. There's never a wrong time.
And I mean, Gary, spurred on the conversation at Mega Camp, which is just, this is a skills-based market. How are your skills? Everybody's rusty.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Right. Because, we just went through 2 years of like, you just glance at a house and it's sold.
Yeah.
So we can't do that anymore. So if you need to brush up, and Gary said you do need to brush up, whoever.
Yeah, the universal you. Yes, capital U.
The
need
universal
to brush up.
you.
Yes.
Everybody, you.
As opposed to the royal
right?
we. Yep.
Exactly. So, Gary said be in class.
Yeah, and
brush up,
and if
up
you're
on your skills.
and if you're insulted by Gary's comments, it's a free country. You're allowed to be insulted, and we welcome that. I you know what? If that burnt a little bit when you heard Gary say that at Mega Camp that everyone's rusty, here's why he said it. Even our most talented agents get to coast when it turns into order taking time. And we had a very long window of order taking time. So some of the things, some of the fast twitch muscles that you would normally flex on a regular basis weren't getting flexed. So, and as Nathan joked, in the last 2 years, if you're like, my marketing sold the house. No, America sold the house. So all the things that you were working on that you probably got to a really good spot, but then you were able to sort of take your foot off the gas because the market was what she was. We want you to that's why September is, be students of the industry. That's why we want you to jump back into Ignite. That's why I was waiting for you to get here so we could talk about this a little bit more. Next Monday, we have a conversation coming to the Market Center with the Vistas, which will get everyone excited. A lot of real estate agents, there's the tale of two vans. A lot of real estate agents might live in a van down by the river because they're not doing their job. The Vistas are living in a van by a river in South America because they did the hell out of their job, and they've got a great team. You're going to hear more about it.
The vans are not the same.
Oh, no, different vans. Yes. One has shag carpeting and smells like hopelessness. Theirs is completely pimped out and has mountain bikes in it.
But you would want to live in that thing.
Yeah. So they have a phenomenal story to tell, and we just Nathan was chatting, I believe, with Ryan, and she. Make no mistake, Michael's wildly talented. Make sure somebody writes that down. Michael is a maps coach. He's wildly talented, and I'm sure they will complement each other while they're here. Ryan, for the most part, is heading up. It's very Papasan.
It is.
Yes. So Ryan really is the queen bee of the team that runs out of Metropolitan, and Ryan has, I should say, Michael has focused more on maps coaching, but they're completely engaged. They spend about 20 minutes in North America every year. They're all like, there's somewhere right now. I saw over the weekend, they're not home again. I'm like, I hope they know we have a date. But they'll be here. I'm not worried about it.
When's their flight?
They'll be here with their vans and their mountain bikes. So we're excited about that. That's 11 to 1 next Monday in Portsmouth. So please be in the room for that. Going to be an awesome conversation.
Highlight too, if you are coming off of Mega Camp, you're coming off of hearing all of these mega agents on stage, including Ryan Havista, and you're like, so this database thing that they talked about, how do I get one of those? We have Brooke Silva in the house in Portsmouth
Wednesday
tomorrow.
Yes, which doesn't feel like Wednesday, but tomorrow is Wednesday. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Wild. A, today's Tuesday. B, tomorrow's Wednesday.
So confused.
And Brooke Silva will be here. Right? Today's not Monday. I did make that.
Are we making shirts? Today's not Monday? We can wear those every Tuesday.
It's not Monday.
Very excited about that. So
Brooke Silva will be here in Portsmouth tomorrow from 12 to 3 for database to data bank. Why is the database important for your business? It's because it is your business.
Yeah, and if you're to Zoe's point, if you remember, we had, I believe, Ryan Vista was on stage sitting next to Kimberly Reserve, right? Then we have, we had side by side New England ladies on stage, both who lean into their databases, which I think you're hearing a concurrent theme with everybody's success is you have to have a database, not just a hope and a dream. and a van down by the river. So the important thing there is, and I'll brag for both Brooke and for Michaela Bordeaux, because Michaela went to this same class. We were going to have Brooke back in Portsmouth a while ago, and then something came up at the national level, and she couldn't be here. So we've moved it to tomorrow, which is Wednesday, because today's not Monday. What are we making? Today's not Monday shirts? Is that what it is? Okay.
Today's not Monday.
Awesome. So Brooke is here tomorrow. Database at DataBank, and Michaela Bordeaux attended this very class about a month ago up in the Lakes region at the Meredith Business Center. And now write this down. I know it's crazy talk, but write this down. She actually ran the play that Brooke discussed. She ran, I believe, I might get this wrong. Somebody has to step in with a couple of abacus and fix this one for me. Abaci is plural abacus, abaci?
Sure.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
She did a $30 spend. And you don't have to spend this much, but here's the numbers. She did a $30 spend over 10 days and finished with like 168 leads. And the beauty of our relationship with Facebook, which sounds like a non-starter. Not mine. Everybody knows about my relationship with Facebook, but Gary's relationship with Facebook, the beauty of Gary's relationship with Facebook is he was able to sort of go to Zuckerberg with his hat in his hand and be like, so I've got 180,000 friends. Like, how do we make the algorithm work better for us? And it does. So for a mere $30, because if you take that same $30 spend and you throw that at your friend at Billow, that gets you about 7 minutes on a rainy Tuesday morning today.
Yeah, maybe.
Now you have 6 minutes and 59 seconds. You're not going to get that much love for them for that little in their eyes. $30 spend using your, maybe your listing, whatever you're using for the attraction point. We know the listings, and Brooke might correct me with new data. We know listings typically are the best meat on the bone for these kinds of adventures. To get 168 leads over the course of 10 days for $30 is magnificent. So if you're intrigued about how that happened, you can go to Brooke and show up here tomorrow, not Tuesday, Wednesday, and say, what play did you teach to Michaela? Yeah. And if you got a question, I'm sure you could reach out to Michaela too, because she'll tell you what she did. But she wasn't upset.
No, and she really did. Like when Tim says run the play, like Brooke will give you the whole thing.
Yep.
And then all Michaela did was plugged it in.
Yep.
Put her name in and pressed play.
Yep.
It is a ready-made campaign for you.
Easy bake oven. Yes.
Yes. Yep. Yes. Very much
sure.
So.
Later on today, we've got conversations and scripts. We're doing that at 11 o'clock every Tuesday because today's not Monday. And then the summer of shift reps today.
Does it? I think it goes until.
Does it keep going?
Continues. It keeps going. Actually.
Oh, I felt like the last date was today, the 6th.
I honestly, I couldn't fit all the dates.
Oh, all right. So maybe we are running till actual autumnal equinox, or we're going to just keep going?
We are running until the 27th.
Oh, afterwards.
Date, right?
Afterwards. Oh my God.
All the way through September. So this is, September is my favorite month of summer. So
can we rename it Shift into Fall?
Sure.
For those of us playing at home, keeping score, that wanted to work phonetically, and I don't know. That's a lot.
Summer shift into fall. It's great.
Yeah.
All the shift.
I'll throw it up to the region. I'm sure they'll knock it right back and be like, "That's stupid. We've already got the flyer, man. Don't worry about it." Nobody's overthinking it as much as you.
Yeah.
Nobody's overthinking it as much as you.
We're not making a second flyer for the next half of shift. Yeah.
So if you're looking for your schedule for the week, Brooke's your girl tomorrow afternoon here in Portsmouth. And yes, I know your question, and Zoe does a pretty obvious job, said with love, of making sure that you understand if there's no link to click, you can't do it from your couch. Why would we have this awesome class that I can't do from a couch? Good question, Ted. I'm guessing it was Ted that asked. Do we have a Ted? I don't think we have a Ted.
Sure.
Great question. It's a very hands-on. It is a tactile class. It is be in the room, computer on, logged into your universe.
Be there. Yep. Bring your passwords or your password manager.
Yes. Yes.
We won't go there, but Brooke doesn't wait around for you to find your password in your notebook.
Yeah, be ready to aim and fire at class time tomorrow. So it is in Portsmouth, just like Meredith was Meredith. Only some of these classes that are hands-on and require people moving around the room, assisting our agents to move the ball forward, are not going to be online as well. It's a disservice to the user that's at home, and it's a disservice to the users that are in the classroom that we can't move all at the same speed. And you will leave with tangible, tangible actions that you can move forward and plug in. You could plug them in real time while Brooke is teaching you. And if this all sounds overwhelming, awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. Come get overwhelmed. Because if you are underwhelmed right now, so are your clients. And I just used the wrong C word. So are your consumers, because they're not clients yet. They're actually just civilians roaming about the earth, looking to be somebody's consumer, because they're going to consume your content and then they'll be a client. So the civilians are being underwhelmed if you're underwhelmed. If you feel like, oh, I don't even really know what I'm doing, then what the hell message do you think they're getting? And I say that with love.
And
say that with love.
If your question is right now, okay, well, but like not all my people are in command yet, so I don't really have a database. Still come tomorrow.
Yep.
That's part of what Brooke is teaching, is how to build the database and then use it. So if you don't have one and you're sitting here like, oh no, this doesn't apply to me because I don't have one yet. This actually is exactly for you. It's to start from scratch.
This is the thing.
Database. So please. Do that.
Yeah, and I know you guys hear words like database and data bank, and oh, that's cute. I mean, this goes right back to when you step away, should you choose to do this, because some people are just going to peace out and be like, that was cool, had a good run, I'm all set. But a lot of people are like, oh, I'm watching agents, and I'm gonna pick on some that are doing it in real time. The great Joy Tarbell has maybe one baby toe still in the pool, but for the most part, Kimberly Clark, right? She and Kimberly Clark, and Kimberly Clark is her golden handoff. And we have other agents that are doing the same thing. So if you're imagining in the future, you're going to go to the beach and you're going to Mai Tai till you can't feel your thighs, great. You need somebody to grab your thumb drive from you. And the thumb drive is full of the ones and the zeros and all the code that is your life, which is heartbreaking. I work so hard. It's all down to a thumb drive? Yes. Now the question is it a 128 or a 9 terabyte or a 16 teraflop, right? And I've only heard my son say that, so I think that's a thing. If teraflop's a thing, I think teraflop is a teraflop.
I haven't heard of it.
1,000% teraflop is bigger than a tera. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, sure.
Do you want it to be massive? Do you want it to be exceptional? Do you want it to be extraordinary? Then that's the work that we're doing right now to make sure that you have all the people in place. And the guy that owns the whole fiasco that we're playing at right now, KWCLM, Nathan Dickey, would tell you his biggest regret when he was in production that he wasn't better about his database. And the only reason his database is better now is because of Camille and Susanna Shaw. Right? Susanna's done all the hard work to make sure there's actually people on the boat, right? Oh. Not just a whole bunch of people in the water like, oh, I know him. He's cool. Well, he's not on your boat. Yeah, I never wrote that down, right? Now everyone is on Nate's boat. And you get your boat to be big enough, you're like, oh, shit, I need a bigger boat. Right. We call it an ambassadorship, right? I want all my ambassadors on my boat. It's an ambassadorship. And if you want to work to that kind of business, tomorrow's class is for you. And unless you have surgery, and you're the doctor, you don't have better plans. Please be here tomorrow with Brooke, because tomorrow's not Tuesday.
Yeah, it's not. It's Wednesday.
We love that. What did we miss, Zoe? I think we touched on all the things. I told knock knock jokes till you got here.
Oh, that's amazing.
No, it's not. I didn't do that. I'm just kidding. I did not. That was not on the hit sheet.
Don't recap them for me, please.
Yep. So a horse, a priest, and a rabbi walk into a bar. Oh, crap. We're back from a long weekend. I think that, and the only other thing
one last thing.
Go ahead, yeah.
I think we're going to say the same thing.
Sure.
Orientation is on Thursday.
Yep.
So if you have not yet attended orientation, come join us in Portsmouth. It is also on Zoom. That link is in the news. But if you can, please join us in person for orientation. We will have lunch. We will have people. We will have all of us telling you all about all of the wonderful resources and people and things here at KWCLM.
Yes, and notice it's not called anything but KWCLM orientation. So again, and
been
just
here for 10 years.
Yeah,
welcome.
Just to echo the sentiment, you might have gone to Ignite back in 1932. You may have joined our company during COVID. And don't get me wrong, we ran orientation during COVID, yet to come into the building to meet some people, and this is a real thing, and we've made it a verb, officing. We know agents that are in the office do more business than others. Now, don't get me wrong, if you have a bulletproof home office and it's working for you, awesome, and I'd still challenge you to explore what coming into the office does. We have top producers that go into our brick and mortar. We are closing in on our 20th brick and mortar. So we have a massive campus. And the fact that we have so many people, because a good deal of our brick and mortar guys, just so you guys understand, are our mega agent offices. So if our most successful agents aren't telling their agents, oh, we're just going to meet on Zoom, everybody do it from your kitchen table, they know the power of being in the same room, because the things that happen in between the phone calls, in between the deals, in between lunches, is when Zoe and I can turn to each other, and we can't because she's way down the hallway because she's smart and she doesn't want to be bothered by me. But the fact that we can walk down the hall, or if we were sharing the same space, we could turn and be like, you know what would be a great idea? That doesn't take place, because that's not happening when you're not officing. So just, you know, and if you're just getting started and you want to come explore the smallest cube, come in and run the pricing with, and above and beyond that, and I'll say this, and I know Kaylee and Jeff and Nate love when I say this, beyond coming in and finding a cube and starting to pay rent, please understand, in between our classes, you can always go to Helen. You can always talk to our call coordinators and say, hey, I'm coming in for orientation, and then I'm staying for a closing later. Is there a conference room, or can I sit in the training room? Is there a space open that I can squat for a little bit? If it gets to the point that you're hanging drapes and having your mail forwarded, we're going to have an honest conversation. Outside of that, we want you guys here. So never feel like you can't just come camp out for the day. This is your space. And beyond a shadow of a doubt, you do more business when you're around people that do more business. So please come to the office, get inspiration, and put some wind in your sails and find your people. Because absent that, you're feeling underwhelmed by what you're not doing. Again, what do you think your consumer base is thinking? If you feel like you're not telling a great story, then they're definitely not hearing it. So all the hands wash each other. Join us for that class tomorrow for sure, because tomorrow's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday.
It's not.
Still confused by all of that. I think we need the shirt, though. Yeah.
Definitely.
We'll just get a bunch of shirts that say whatever the day isn't, and then just wear them. Because you could wear it's not Friday on Tuesday.
Of course.
I mean, it would come across as very passive-aggressive judgy for people. Like, oh, does she think I'm slacking off like it's a Friday? No, it's just not Friday. That's all. I wear this to church, too. Anyway, all right, beautiful. Thank you, Zoe, for picking up the slack, because I was waiting for you to talk about the visitors with me, so people didn't think I was making it up.
No, they're real. They're actually coming physically somehow, wherever they're coming from. They will be here. In the building. We're very lucky to have them.
And it's they're doing out of office on crack. Like they're never around, and it's still at 40,000 feet. So it's a great story to hear. So join us for all the things. If you're wondering about all the things we just talked about, simply go to your email that dropped at about 7:14, give or take a millisecond. I
saw it at 7:16 the other day. So I don't know. MailChimp like took a summer break or something. But
wow,
it's around
7:16. How dare you?
I know.
Right around 7:15ish.
Really
yeah, normally 7:14. And go in there. All the information's there. If you ever have a question about the schedule, don't know what the hell we're talking about, please reach out. If you're looking for help with your marketing, the rumor is, this is great. You guys will enjoy this. We're walking out of the building on Friday. Was it Friday we're walking out of the building? Yes. And Alana turns to Zoe and I. She points right at me and goes, I've been working on your face this afternoon. So I took new headshots, a while ago. And she's, I don't know where I want to go by her office. I don't know if she's using like spackle on her screen to fix my face to make it look better. There's a headshot coming. A reminder that Babs does headshots. So KWCLMmarketing.com. You can book Time with Babs, BABS, timewithbabs.com. For your transactional services, it is Fulcrum, Fulcrum, Fulcrum TS, transactional services. FulcrumTS.com. To get Jason Hool on your roster, cost of sale, $325 per side. Go sign more babies, get more deals. And if we can help, it is meetwithcoach.com or 603-834-2856. We'll see you in and around the Market Center. We'll see you here tomorrow for Brooke's class, because I assure you, everyone's database could be doing better than it is. That's just a known truth. So come get some brilliance from Brooke, and then moveon.org. All right? See you guys in and around the Market Center. Have a great day. Thanks, Zoe.